Welcome to How to Count Your Doors and Windows, understanding your SketchUp BIM model using SUperPlan Tools. The external walls of this duplex model obscure most of the model geometry. By activating an X-ray view mode, walls and even roofs become temporarily transparent to reveal the detail behind. The X-ray view tool is a simple toggle switch. Alternatively, the composition of the model can be revealed by exploding the components. All SketchUp functions, for example viewpoint modification, are still available, and the model is then reassembled. The model has been helpfully split into layers so that just the building services can be displayed, or just the piping. But to display only the waste pipes, this material is first selected, and then all waste components can be highlighted. Then all geometry, except for that which is highlighted, can be hidden. At any time, it is possible to swap to display the current hidden geometry. Considering just the waste pipes, it becomes clear that some connections appear to be missing. Two examples are selected so that any adjacent but currently hidden components can be displayed. The first example shows a cold water T-piece connecting waste pipes. It should perhaps be clarified that SketchUp is displaying a model as defined by Revit BIM data. The second example shows a waste pipe connecting two hot water elbows. And this is not an error in the SUperPlan automatic classification. The waste pipe and hot water elbows are clearly identified by name. A plumber, given a list of parts from this BIM model, would arrive on site but be unable to complete the work. In this model of a house, SketchUp can easily list just the door components. From the list, there appears to be 12 instances of a 2-foot wide internal door, which would be listed as such in an extracted bill of materials. The roof and ceiling layers are switched off to reveal some of these internal doors. When a door is measured, it is found to be over 4 inches wider than described. The original geometry has been scaled to fit. A SUperPlan tool can check your model for misleading scaled components, and in fact the SUperPlan IFC importer will automatically correct scaled instances by instead creating definitions of unit scale. In this model, we will consider just the windows. There appears to be 20 different items. So your BIM system would generate a request to supply and fit 20 unique windows. But would this be correct? Displaying just the windows, some appear to be identical. A SUperPlan tool can process the whole model to find and replace duplicate definitions. Not only will your bill of materials be improved, but your model size will be significantly less. Multiple definitions of the same component are commonly defined by BIM data, so the SUperPlan IFC importer can automatically detect and substitute duplication. However, sometimes the manual tool is still required. Consider this BIM model of beams. There are still 15 different types of beam listed, although visually there appears to be only 2. The explanation is that each beam has been defined with a different datum. Therefore, these definitions must first be modified in order for each beam to share the same definition with one common datum. Duplicate definitions can then be successfully identified. Unfortunately, sometimes the BIM data can be so poor that multiple definitions cannot be compared. For example, consider just the first floor windows in this model. Each window has been defined with the same datum, regardless even of the direction the window is facing. Hopefully, you now have a greater understanding of how to count your BIM doors and windows. Meanwhile, here is the X-ray tool again, this time reviewing a 193 megabyte model with over 2 million faces.